Hi, Joe Doyle here. As a former bricklayer turned property investor, I would not be where I am today if I didn't first learn the art of business. Nowadays, a big part of my life is helping other tradesmen grow their business and create wealth by sharing my knowledge, insights and experience. Welcome to the Tradesman Survival Guide podcast. All of the strategies discussed in my podcasts are taken directly from my book, The Tradesman Survival Guide, which is available at www.joedoyle.ie/TSG. TSG, of course, being Tradesman Survival Guide. Yeah, so listen, you may as well give yourself a little bit of a plug here from the start and tell the lads who you are and what you do.
So my name's Dan Hunter, or Daniel Hunter. I'm the owner of Hunter Garden Care. We're a landscape maintenance business based all around North Dublin. I'm in business a year and probably 9 months now. So coming up to 2 years. This May it's 2 years, so it's nearly 2 years basically. So we started off basically doing small sort of maintenance gigs. I started on my own 3 summers ago. Now we have 2 vans on the road and we have 2 full-time staff, and I'm only on the tools probably 2 days a week at this stage, like, because I'm that busy doing quotes and chasing leads, like.
Brilliant.
So yeah, so all gone well anyway. So it's been something I've wanted to do for a long time. We've been listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm not sure how you, for a long time before I even knew a Joe Doyle and stuff like that for years. And I was listening to Richard Branson's audio books when I was 17 and 18. Like Richard Branson really clicked with us. Like, he's dyslexic, I'm dyslexic as well. Like, so like from a young age, I was always listening to Richard Branson. Like, I loved like just reading his books and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how the journey has started, and I feel like it's only starting now, really.
Only starting, brilliant. Yeah, I'm honoured that I'm in the same bracket in your headspace as Richard Branson and Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit off Gary V. Like, I listened to him for too long, and like I'm all Gary V'd out. Like, it is. I'm not sure. Like,
I think he's very good. It's just some of the stuff he's like. Sometimes it can be hard to listen to for an extended period of time, can't it?
Exactly. Like, so I was working out on a golf course, so I was listening to it for 7-8 hours a day, and I was like, this is tough going. Like, but yeah. You were getting, like, there was snippets that were sticking in the back of my brain, and it's like, well, like, since you put us onto Grant Cardone and all, Sell or Be Sold and all, like, it's changed my mindset. Like, I'm going into, like, price up every job, and I'm thinking, like, this is a massive sale, and I'm meeting the biggest entrepreneur in the world, and I'm only going into price up a garden, and everyone's getting the same treatment like they are.
Yeah, you're like, bringing your A game.
Basically, it doesn't make any difference who you are. Everyone's getting treated the same, and it's literally going in, and it's like, right, this is the biggest sale of your life, Dan. How the fuck are we gonna get this across the line? Like, and it's literally like it's sticking in my brain. Like, it's good. Like,
brilliant. I just a little bit of kind of my version of that. I figured out Uncle G. I figured out Grant Cardone first before I figured out Gary Vaynerchuk. So with Cardone, he was like, just sell it. Just ram it down their fucking throat if you know that it's good for them, right? So he's like, this is just my version of it. He's like, the American is just push. If your product is going to improve someone's life, they need to take that from you no matter what. I'm like, okay, so I'd be just following up. And look, it gets you to a certain degree with a certain personality, certain type of personality, but it's just like, it doesn't work in Ireland. You don't want to be just keep annoying people, stuff like that. So we were about probably 9 months into our business, and I realised, look, that's not the approach to be taken with people in Ireland. You're better off just having it. And basically, we had to just kind of put our version of what what his teaching was. You know, look, that's just my kind of. Now, I love Uncle J. Like, I'm the biggest fan in the country. I learn everything, but I just think that there has to be a slightly different packaging for his teachings to Irish people in order for them to be applicable, because we don't like rah stuff thrown at us all the time, you know.
Not at all. Like, that's like I done with J1 in the States, like in San Diego in California, like, right. And like, it's just like they jump on the cheese over there, like anything cheesy and all, they jump on it. They love the loudness, like they do, like they jump on, like they do love it, they do. But in Ireland, it's a harder sale. Like, it's like I feel like not easier, but it's easier to become a millionaire in the States than in Ireland.
People keep saying that, yeah, and you know what? I'd love to have the context of knowing if that's true or not, you know. And then I heard it like it's actually easier in Australia as well. Again, I don't know how. Now listen, you know, far away hills are greener. I'm in Ireland. I'm staying here. I ain't bleeding going anywhere. Exactly. But maybe I'll get like 50 million and I'm like, right, I'm going away for a year, and then I'll go away for a year to America or Australia, and while I'm there I'll make me second million. I'm thinking, why didn't I do this years ago?
Exactly.
Make my second 50. Yeah, make my second 50.
Just see if it's true. Can you do it in the year?
Yeah, be good crack, wouldn't
it? Yeah.
It's mad stuff, you know. So come here, Dan. I just, before we jumped onto the call here, I just checked a few things of our records over the last while, right? And I want to just flag one or two things with you, if you don't mind, yeah. So I just looked at our make or break, right? And obviously our make or break system is the backbone of any business, right? So I'm looking on here, right? And right, we've got our make or break sheet, so we know exactly how much you need to charge per day, per hour, per man in order to hit your magical €500 profit, right? And we can see now that your total hourly overhead per staff member is €4.46, right? That's great. That's done, right? But the next stage, which is the whiteboard on the wall, which we've got a page on our shared document here as well, right? I'm noticing that it's not getting updated as frequently as I thought it would have been, because I know you've got your whiteboard in the office and the whole lot, you know?
Yeah.
And what I would strongly recommend, because this is what's working, right? So I'm chatting to all the lads that's part of our program, right? And I'm noticing some of them are making more money easier than others. And the common denominator for the guys who are making the money, who are consistently hitting their €500 a day, is the use of the make or break board. I was chatting to a guy there last week. I won't actually say his name because he's kind of a private guy. He probably won't like me saying it. But he said to me, since I started with you, I haven't missed 1 week on that make or break board. And I think he's got about 150 grand banked to us. Well, not banked to us, banked with him. Like, so he's actually finished. He's finished his second year with us, right? So he didn't. It took him the full year to get his head around it the first time around, and I'm just giving round numbers. He banked about an extra 50k, but in the second year he's banked an extra 100k, right? Happy days. So, but it's down to the embracing of this, right? So what I want you to do, if you don't mind, right? Yeah. You've got your board, your whiteboard, and that's in your office or over your desk or over your kitchen table, whatever it is, right? And you're using that fairly frequently, yeah.
Yeah, every day, yeah.
Right, so before you wipe that off, yeah, I want you to put it onto the make or break sheet on our shared document. So on the make or break board, the sheet that is for the make or break board, and I can look in and we can see trends then. Does that make sense?
Exactly, the shared make or break, yeah. Last friends, I was good, and probably the last 3 or 4 weeks I just got so busy. I was looking for staff and stuff. There's no excuse, but I'm doing it on the board. But you're right, just go from the board straight onto the laptop, and it's there. Like
before you wipe it off.
Exactly, and it only takes an extra 5 minutes, and that's it. It's boxed off, and it's there. Like the records are there then.
Yes, because right now I'm not seeing how the last couple of weeks were for you, because there's only 1 week filled in on this, right? Exactly. But if you put it in there now, the other flip side of it is like, well, why don't we just put it straight on the laptop? I don't know why, but it just doesn't work as well unless you're putting it on the board where you're seeing it every day. It's nearly like anybody comes into your house or your office, what's that for? And you tell them, and then they're looking at it when they come in. It's more accountable, you know. So
no, I agree with you. Like I have my goals board set up in my bedroom, and when I wake up every morning, like I'm falling asleep and I'm seeing these targets on the board, like, and it's just like it's in my head. So like I actually am visual. I'm a big visualizer. Like I know, like some people don't agree with it, but I do. Like I visualize stuff with the business already. Like I've visualized a few steps ahead or whatever. Like I'm doing that already in the back of my head. Like I've listened to podcasts with Philly McMahon and all, and he's big into it. Like. So I do that, I visualise, so I'm seeing it, I am doing the boards, but you're right, I just have to put the make or break board into action, so onto the shared make or break document, so it's just there more consistency, like.
Yeah, and see that, just, I don't know a lot about that visualisation, other than I know it fucking works, right? And you hear people talking about, like, my biggest problem is I can't stay still, yeah?
Yeah,
that is the biggest challenge in my life. I can't stay still, right? So today is Tuesday. I didn't go for a run yesterday, and I didn't go for a run Sunday, right? And I swear to God, like, I was actually stressed out of my head last night. So this morning I went out, got my run on. I was like, what's all the stress about? Why was I so worked up last night? Right? But it's just that I missed the run, right? So when I hear people talking about meditation and different things like that, it just doesn't appeal to me. But I was actually... I'll tell you a little trick. This is what I'm saying to you, where I've learned how to do this kind of visualization thing. But David Willoughby pointed out to me that He said meditation can be different things to different people. So I just go for a run, and sometimes I'd look back and like, wow, did I even run down there? Like, it's just you're in this little daydream, or you'd be listening to some audio, and I'd be listening to the audio, but I wouldn't hear it. And like, how can I be listening? That's because I'm just in this little pure deep relaxation mode, and it's brilliant. So for me, my meditation is when I'm running, and I'm as chilled out, and I do my running for my mind, not really for my body, and it works. But what actually helped me with the visualization was when I can't sleep at night. So I'd be going around the house saying, oh, I can't sleep now, I'm not going to be able to go to bed, and you'd be just staying up late, and then it's harder to go up the next morning. So now I'm like, I'm just going to do a 30-minute visualization, and I don't know whether it lasts for 5 minutes or 2 hours, but I'm just sitting there imagining stuff, like, just, you know, really deep, and it's all money related, to be honest, you know. It's all keys on the board.
I noticed that as well. If I'm up doing numbers late, so like obviously I'm on the tools and I'm doing work in the evenings, but I love doing, like, people don't like doing the stuff in the evenings, but I know it's paying off. It's grown my business from chasing people in the evenings and stuff like that. So I've noticed the last, say, month, I've been sending quotes on a Friday evening around 10 o'clock, like, and I've been everyone I've been sending at that time on a Friday evening, I've been getting the job. And 2 people actually said it to us. They were like, you really want to work, don't you? You're working late on a Friday evening. And I was like, definitely. I was like, I'm going to do this forever now. I'm going to work every Friday evening. Like, so like, it's like people are just seeing you're hungry for it. Like, but like, I done the Wim Hof. Remember I was telling you I done the Wim Hof before Christmas?
Yes.
The Wim Hof breathing method. And I do that. I do the ice bath of an ice bath, the cold showers, like, and that's really, like, that's changed my mindset, something awful. Like, it's just like, they say do something that scares the shit out of you every day, and every day you have a cold experience, either an ice bath or a cold shower. It's like, you just don't want to do it. Like, it's the one thing you don't ever want to do, and you just feel $1 million after it. Like,
but I have that many cold showers, I just call them showers now, to the point where I actually stop talking about them, which is mad, because it's just part of my routine. Run straight into a shower, and today now was the best cold shower I had in a long time. It was just when I went out for a run, the birds were singing, the lads were cutting the grass around the place, the sun was shining, just done 6k, back in the door, cold shower, and I'm like, this is amazing. And you're just in a good form when you leave there, you know.
There's nothing better than it. Like, going out exercise, like, I'm big into the gym, or like, I've got into running since lockdown. Like, I've done a 10k on Sunday and last night. Like, I got in late last night, and I went for a 10k. It was 9 o'clock at night. I got in late from work, and I had no energy. I just didn't want to do it, and I put in the headphones, went for a 10k, and I was playing games with myself. I was like, I remember, I heard your voice. Joe Doyle said it's like meditation when you're running.
Brilliant.
So I was running, and I was like, this is getting hard. Like, in your head, you want to stop, and I was like, no, Dan, you can't stop. I was like, if you stop now, I won't push you more mentally fit, like, mentally with the business and stuff. And like, I boxed the 10k off, like, and it wasn't anything, like, it wasn't a fast pace last night because it was just wrecked. I was, but we felt literally $1 million after it as well. Like,
I don't think the pace has much got to do with it, in comparison to just getting it done, you know.
Exactly.
And like, even I was always doing, the minimum run I would do would be a 10k run.
Yeah.
But then I start doing longer runs, we do 20s and 30s and all that sort of stuff, right? And people think, oh geez, look at this fella, he's out doing 50k today. 50k is actually not 5 times harder to do than a 10k. Like, it's actually not. You just get used to it. But when the missus was pregnant, I didn't like being left towards the end of the pregnancy. I didn't like being gone out of the house for too long. So I just started doing these 5Ks, and I'll tell you now, like, if you start applying yourself to a 5-kilometer run, like, they're actually harder than long runs, because you start trying to get faster and faster and faster, you know. And I think they're better to get you in shape then, as well, as the fast short runs as opposed to the longer runs.
It's the interval training, like it is. It's more marathon training. The interval sort of quicker pace training, obviously brings your heart rate up quicker in a shorter space of time. Like,
yeah, it's much better, I find. You know, now look, my go-to was kind of a 10. Just normally I do a 10, but when I'm just in the mornings now before work, 5 or 6k works absolutely perfectly for me, because anybody can squeeze 25 minutes. No matter how late you are for something, you can squeeze 25 minutes.
Exactly. Like that's it. I'd always stretch before I leave the house. So I'd stretch, shower out the door, and it feels like it's just like no matter what challenges are coming at us lately, like since I've been doing that sort of stuff, it's like I'm actually not liking, but like when something kind of goes wrong, I am enjoying it a bit. Like it sounds a bit weird because I jump straight in at the deep end and I just want to solve it and get it resolved or whatever. If you know what I mean? Like, but it would have never it used to been like that. I'd always want to like be the opposite. Like.
Oh yeah, man. The more challenges you can get, the better. You get as many failures under your belt as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be saying. Now listen, I've got my failures done. They're done. I'm finished with them. I'm not going back there, you know. But even there, how my mind kind of looks on these things is that I was down in the office here on Sunday, and my buddy was here with me, and we're looking at just doing some further work to the studio. We're getting the ceiling soundproof and stuff like that, and he was talking about get this done and that done, whereas my head was like, right, I know what I want the end thing to look like, but right now I can't visualize what the middle part is like. So I'm like, right, just because I know it's not going to be right. So I'm like, right, where do I want to be? I want to be at that point at that time, whether that's a big thing I'm talking about or a small thing. If I'm talking about, to get my 100 million quid, I want to be there at this point in time. Or if I'm talking about like, I want to get this job done today, I want to get it done by that point in time. I know that there's going to be loads of little failures along the way, so I don't really sweat about them. I just get on with them, and we'll figure it out as we go, if that makes sense. Once you're not trying to figure out your target as you go, I think you're all right. Pin down your target and figure out how you do it as you go.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really good to us, in all fairness.
But anyways, let's dive back in here for a little chat just about specifics of the business, right? So what is the biggest challenge for yourself right now at the moment?
Trying to keep as many people happy. Like our time frame is June at this stage. It's not even that far away, like it isn't. And like people want you now sort of thing. But I'm always trying to sell them while it's nearly wait. Like I'm trying to come at them from a different perspective. Like say someone wants to lay a lawn, like so there's loads of lawns that are getting laid at the moment, like for the summer. Like so everyone's spending money in their garden this year. It's the year to be outside, like so.
Yes.
So basically, I'm telling people, like, if you wait till May or mid-May, the soil temperatures will have increased, and the grass will grow quicker. And we don't know what way April can be a bit of a touch and go month. We don't know what way it's going to go. Like they're saying, there's snow this weekend. So it's like if you hang on till May, the soil temperatures will have increased, and the plants will grow a lot quicker. So you get better results. Like, so I'm telling that to people because we're so far, like, to basically say, like, why we'll get to them, which it is true. But
is that 100% true? Is it?
Yeah, like it makes like we.
But don't say it unless it's true, man.
Yeah, no, we'd be laying turf the whole time in the winter, like, and it's just longer, like it's knitting in. But like, if it is true, like if the soil temperatures are starting to increase now, and it's going to basically the turf will grow quicker, like in the summertime. So like they say April showers and stuff like that. So like last week we laid a lawn and we had to wait 3 weeks because the ground was so wet. So like this time of year it is a bit hard to know if the ground we could get a washout in April and the ground is soaking wet and you've a load of that work planned for then, and then you're not snookered. You can change things around, but you're pushing people out further, if you know what I mean. Yeah,
but okay, so you're just letting them know the truth.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, it's definitely not a bluff, like, or whatever. It is the truth, like, just because I got a bit caught out there 2 weeks ago. We done our first lawn job of the year. Like, they're only 2 or 3 day jobs. Like, they're in, out, then you can do your maintenance the rest of the week. Like, but we got caught out and the ground was wet for 2.5, 3 weeks. Like, so I couldn't finish that job for 3 weeks, sort of thing. Like,
yeah. And that would have been somebody pissed off then that the job started and wasn't finished for 3 weeks. So it's working to your favour, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Like after that, I said I think I should wait maybe till later on when the season starts, when the soil temperatures do increase, and hopefully the rainfall drops a bit as well. There's not a huge amount at the moment anyway.
Yeah, and did you say there's snow predicted?
They're saying that this weekend. Yeah, like there's like, so you just don't know what's
snow in like so it's going to be snow in April.
They said that, like the long-term weather forecast is saying that, but like last week they said a big storm was meant to hit and it didn't really, like, so you just have to play it by ear.
Yeah, you don't want to take a chance at. Jesus Christ, Dan, you're right. I'm looking at it here. There's a 50% snow, 50 and 60% chance of snow on Monday and Tuesday.
There you go, like, so that's like.
I'm not saying I didn't believe you, but I just did find that hard to believe. I thought it was a little bit too convenient for yourself. Oh my God.
like, so that's it. Like I was saying to the lads that work for us, I feel like we've had a very mild winter. So I've been saying, like, I'm not a weather expert, but when you work outside for a certain amount of years, you kind of do get to know what it's like. And I was saying to the lads, I was like, I'm predicting a really bad April. I was saying to them, like, hopefully not, like, fingers crossed not. But I was saying to them, I'm expecting the weather to be a bit shitty in April, like.
Jeez, yeah, we'll see what happens. Come here, let me let you in on a little secret here. Well, it's not a secret, but let me let you in on something that
Yeah,
I've noticed over the last while, right? And again, this is down to the environment, right? So the environment now, and I'm talking about the business environment for the small business owner. The business environment was full of uncertainty. No, sorry, not small business owner, but the tradesman, right? Which is me, you, and all the guys in our program, right? The tradesman's working environment, right? It's like because it's changing all the time, right? There was an amount of uncertainty in the first lockdown, yeah,
yeah,
and everybody was nervous, and then the second lockdown came around and it eliminated pubs, it eliminated holidays, and it eliminated pretty much any going out event, restaurants, all that sort of stuff. It eliminated any social aspect, right? So there's all this pot of money built up now that people are going to either buy a brand new car, which they can't go outside 5 kilometres, or they're going to do up their house, in which case now the weather is going to be good, hopefully, so they'll be ploughing all the money into that, yeah, because summer holidays are off the cards for most people now, yeah?
exactly.
I am hearing more and more and more people saying, I'm absolutely flat out. I'm absolutely flat out. And more people are telling us that they can't do what needs to be done on the business side of things because they're flat out working.
Yeah.
Now, that is a very, very dangerous position to be in. Like,
Course.
I actually, I have a little list where I write my Facebook posts and then I post them when I get a chance or when the time is right. And I wrote a post saying, I can notice a difference in the enthusiasm in people's voice when the topic turns from how busy they are in their business to how profitable they are. And I've noticed that in the last 6 weeks, say, even with the lockdown, people are saying they're very, very busy, but they are not very, very profitable. And that's going to be like a repeat of the last time from 2000. So you weren't in business in 2007, like, but you know, from 2004, 5, 6, 7, everybody was absolutely flat to the mat. And then when the music stopped, they had nothing to show for it. And the reason for that is they were focused their energy on being busy rather than focusing their energy on being profitable. So what I need you to do, and I want all of our lads to do, and you're going to hear me saying this more and more in the sessions, you need to be more regimental about the numbers.
100%.
Because there's a lot of people are going to get caught off guard. Because what's going to happen now is, I'm not predicting like a downturn or anything like that, because we don't know what's around the corner. If there's one going to come, it'll come, and if there's not, it won't. Simple as that, right? But if there's no downturn, you're going to be just like, yeah, sure, everything's grand, and rather than you taking, you know, 650 quid away wages a week, you'll end up taking 850 or 9, and you'll be a little bit more freer with the money on that end, but you will not have anything to show for it because you're not building your business. You're just being busy, and you're just working to get your wage and to pay the bills. And that to me is like a major, major red flag for so many business owners out there right now, that they think everything is grand, but it's not. Because they're just focused. Because they're like, they were thinking, oh, we're going to go into a recession, and we didn't, say, so far anyways. So they're like, oh, just that's grand. Like, you know, I'm busy. Are you profitable? Oh, yeah. Well, I got like 40 grand in the bank. Okay. How long did it take you to get that? Oh, jeez, 10 years. Okay, so you're saving 4 grand a year. No, I'm not. I'm saving more. I was like, well, you've only got 40 grand for 10 years. So that's 4 grand a year in my eyes. Oh, jeez, when you put it like that. And you need people to reframe it in their mind, because it's become apparent big time to me in the last 2 months that people keep saying that.
Yeah.
You know, so just be aware of that. And wait.
Definitely. Thanks for the advice. Definitely, 100%. Like, you're like, people. It sounds like, by what you're saying, people are completely winging it. Like,
they're just flying. There's money coming in. There's money going out, but they're not left with that at the end.
Exactly.
And they don't care because there's more money coming in. There's money flowing through the business, but it's not, and they're not focusing on it. They're focusing on how much money they're getting on the weekend, and in the wage. So the way to protect yourself against that is to hit the milestones like what we have. So our next milestone comes up now in another 9 or 10 days. And what number are you on our board, Dan? On our beast board?
28, is it?
Let me have a look here now. Dan Hunter, 28. Yes, you're number 28 out of 100, and you are a beast. You've got a leopard on the board there. Yeah, so people have been asking me. Actually, it was another gardener who named it the beast board, but people have been asking me about the beast board. And
the beast board's a great name.
It is a great name, isn't it? So what just for anyone that doesn't know, so the crack there is my mission for 2021 is to help 100 people like Dan get 100,000 euros in their bank account. And that's not 100,000 euros worth of business. That's 100 grand profit. So we've divided that down into a couple of milestone dates. And every time somebody hits a milestone, they get a little sticker. It's like what we used to get in school. They get a beast. So Dan has a leopard. Few people have rhinos and tigers and all that. There's one dude got an ostrich because we ran out of other beasts, but but they're there. But
that was Stefan, the other gardener that was saying call it the beast board, wasn't it?
Stefan, Stefan, your legend from Alligator Landscapes, he come up and said the beast board. Like, what a name, but it's actually great, and I'm looking at it now, so I can't wait for the next one to see how many more people are going to hit their targets, and it'll be a good buzz now at Christmas when everybody's like, yeah, I got 100 grand in the bank, well, an extra 100 grand in the bank,
Exactly. It's changing people's lives, like.
Yeah, 100%, but that's the only thing that I can say to yourself there, Dan, is just beware of being busy, because I'm fairly clued into your business now, and where I'm not clued in is exactly what the numbers were for the last few weeks. So I've said that to yourself now, so the next time we're chatting, you'll have a handle on that, yeah?
Definitely, 100%.
And just don't use being busy as the benchmark. Use being profitable.
Exactly, you can be a busy fool and running around like a blue arse fly, and you're just being a busy fool at the end of the day. Like.
Yeah, and you know what? That's probably the extreme version of it, being a busy fool, right? But just not quite at the end of being a busy fool. Just pull it back a little bit away from that, and just fill in your numbers and check how much more money are you worth this week than you were last week.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that, and the magic number is 500 a day, 500 a day, 500 a day.
And numbers don't lie. Everything's back to numbers at the end of the day. Like, as I said, anyone can, doing the sales and that sort of stuff is the easy thing. But knowing your numbers, knowing exactly that you have to be hitting your daily targets it's key. Like, that's how you're growing your business. It's not how busy, you're right, like, it's not how busy you are or how big of a pipeline you have. It's your numbers, that your numbers are hitting. And if they're not hitting, we'll sit down and we have a chat and we realise why they're not hitting.
Yeah, and that's why I have this system where I get the lads to do their numbers every day. Like, every one of our lads know how much money they've made at the end of every day. Simple as that. And if they don't, it's not because of anything other than they just didn't use the tools that were available for them. It's as simple as that, Dan, is there any other questions you need to ask us here before I get you to give yourself a little plug there one more time, and we'll wrap it up then?
I don't think so, John. We'll just have to meet up for a run one day. That's about it.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Yeah, we should definitely do that.
When the restrictions ease one Sunday or whatever, I'm now kind of doing Sunday runs or whatever. We get a nice 10k in or whatever.
Yeah,
or you can even
let's do it. You're in a more glamorous part of the city, so I'll probably go out that way to you. Right, savage stuff, my friend Dan. Pleasure chatting to you today. Fair play and all you've done, but just do me that favour and just update that make or break so I can keep an eye on it for you. Will you please?
Thanks, John. I'll chat to you soon.
Cheers, my man. Thank you. See you at the top.
Thanks,
bye. Okay, guys. So that was Dan Hunter, absolute legend of a man there from Hunter Garden Care out in Malahide. Got to know Dan a while ago there, and he's a good guy. And it's great that I can have a little bit of input into his business, because we will definitely have a positive impact for himself. We will definitely have a positive impact on his business, which will have a positive impact for himself and his son. So guys, the whole thing is, look, you need to be aiming for €500 absolute clear profit per day. That is the magic word. That is the magic number. €500 absolute clear profit per day. If you don't believe you can hit that, that's fine. If you're making 200 quid a day and you don't believe you can hit 500, that's fine. Just talk to me, and even if we can increase your belief from 200 a day to 300 a day, once we increase your belief we can then increase the profits after that. And if we can get you from 200 to 3, and then 300 to 450 and 400, listen, so many people don't believe that you can make 500 quid a day, and then they sit down, they talk to me, and their life improves after a while. But everything starts with a target and the belief that you can hit that target. I suppose even if you don't have the belief that you can hit the target, just have the willingness to try and hit it, and just see the magic that happens, you know. So guys, thanks a mil for tuning in today, and I will see you all at the top. So folks, that concludes another episode of the Tradesman Survival Guide podcast. Don't forget that all of the tactics and strategies discussed in today's podcast are from my book, The Tradesman Survival Guide, which is available to buy online at www.joedoyle.ie/TSG. TSG being, of course, short for The Tradesman Survival Guide.